This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by former WBC World Flyweight Champion Charlie Edwards over Zoom. Charlie, first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm tired right now. It's been a long old day of interviews, but it's all positive. Looking forward to the new fresh start of my career, chapter 2. And I'm really excited to get the ball rolling. So today's been a great day.
Let's get into that. You just mentioned it there, chapter 2 of your career. You've just announced about a couple of hours ago, you've teamed up with Frank Warren and Queensbury Promotions. How did it all come about?
It's been an ongoing thing back and forth, actually, for like a couple of years now, really. Like back and forth, kind of being at Sonny's fights and everyone's going to me, when you're coming over to us, when you're going to sign with us. And I always used to just joke about like, show me the money. And laugh about with Frank, and like become a free agent this stage in my career. I chose to step away from Matchroom and become a free agent when I had one fight left. It fell out of the time period of when I could have fought, so it allowed me to do that. And I just thought, you know what? My advisor spoke to me and he said, "You're at a very good stage in your career now where to value you as a fighter, you should take a step back. And you'll see who wants you and who's going to pay you financially secure you for the rest of your life, the opportunities that are going to come." So I chose to listen to him, and albeit it was hard becoming a free agent for a little while because you get loads of people, you know how it is, social media, everything, saying this, saying that, when they know nothing about anything. And that's all gone, and now it worked out to be the best decision.
How long did it take for yourself and Frank to come to some form of an agreement for you to sign up with him?
Well, it's been back and forth now. Just before, well, since I announced I was a free agent, he got in touch then, and it's been a back and forth, ongoing thing. I think Top Rank was speaking with MTK as well at the time, and obviously the Yafai fight all blew up in proportion, so thought maybe something could go there. And obviously, I think did you interview him or?
I interviewed Kyle.
And he just dismissed me again after everyone started jumping on it. And I was like, I ain't wasting my time for him. I've given him enough opportunities to get the fight on, and you can't force someone in the ring. So for me to turn down this career path with this financial gain, which I'm going to get, would have been a very stupid decision for me, you know. Like, with that fight, Cal knows where I am. If he wants to fight, ring Frank Warren, ring MTK, you can get it on. Like, Eddie doesn't do long contracts, so after that loss, he might be out of contract soon. So if he really wants to fight, I'm still here. But I weren't willing to waste my time. And then Frank come with the goods, and my management team and my advisor advised me, listen, I would say go with this. And I put full trust into them.
You said it, I've spoken to Cal about that fight, seen what his interests are, and it doesn't seem to be in his agenda for the time being. But in your own mind, I know how keen you was yourself for that fight. How big of a decision or how big of a part did that play in you delaying your decision to sign with Frank? Was it in the back of your mind that you wanted it to the point you was willing to just wait a bit longer to see if something materialised?
Yeah, it was, to be fair, in the back of my mind. And it wasn't no decision about like what people might think, is Matchroom going to give me a big offer or this and that. It wasn't anything like that. I wanted to go with Frank, but that kind of Yafai fight is something I want. So that was my ego and my pride speaking in my head. So I'm like, all right, we'll see. And I said to my management team, and they went back and said, listen, I know all this hype and build-up's coming about Yafai and that. Can you get anything put in stone? And they said, no. Like, he don't want it, you know? Like, at the time, Matchroom tried to get me to do that Rivals thing, like Anthony Fowler and Ahara did with him. And they messaged me, and I was like, yeah, of course I'll do it. But I tell you now, Cal Yafai won. You're wasting your time. And you've made a mistake telling me first. Because I know if it don't materialise, I know why. And it didn't materialise, so I just was like, listen, I ain't wasting my time. I'm happy with everything Frank's put in front of me. I'm happy with how he treats his fighters. I've seen my brother, how he's treated my brother. I want a fresh start. I want to relift up my career and go for new goals and new targets and impress different people. It's nice to be fighting on a different platform. So I just was like, oh, whatever. If he wants me, he can come and find me. But reality is, this is probably one of his happiest days for a long time. Now he's heard this news.
Do you think, obviously, you signing with Frank then has kind of made it very difficult, if not close to impossible, to make a fight between yourself and Kyle, simply because we know of the past, the problems or the kind of the difficulties of making a fight between two different fighters under different promotional banners?
Maybe, potentially, but if for somewhat reason the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight comes off, what a perfect card to put it on. So I don't know. I don't know Kyle's contract. I don't know if he's out of contract soon because he's just been beat or whatnot. So he knows where I am, but he's at the moment irrelevant for me. I'm in a good position, good place, got good career path ahead of me. And like I said, I would fight Kyle tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? And I would have done the whole time, but you can't force someone in the ring. So he's a thing of the past if you don't want to entertain it.
Move away from Kyle and obviously back onto the announcement today. I read the press release earlier, and one thing in particular I picked up on, you've just said it there, you're very happy with how Frank treats his fighters. You've seen how he's treated your brother. One quote that I've read was, you felt you was taken for granted. I have to go back to your matchroom. What in particular did you feel like you wasn't being treated in a positive way?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that go out there. And I think that was, for me, taken out of context a little bit. Like, I'm grateful for everything Matchroom has done for me the whole way through my career, and I can't stress that enough. All I said was I felt like when I walked into Matchroom, at a stage of your career, anybody's career, when you first sign with someone or walk in somewhere, I was a 21-year-old, young, hungry fighter coming fresh off the GB squad. And I was like just new to the game, naive to the game. And I felt like I was always looked at like that. Even though I went on to become a world title, I still think because I was always with them the whole way through my career, it come to that, if that makes sense. And I see my brother, me and my brother are close. We've talked different stages of our career right now. But when I look back and what titles he's fought for in his career and how much he got paid compared to what I got paid when I was at that stage in my career, it made me think, am I getting taken for granted? Because Sonny got a very good paycheck for that fight in his, say, 8th fight. And my 8th fight, I fought for that and I didn't even get that, you know? So that's all that I meant on that. I didn't mean for it to come in a derogative way or come across like me bad-mouthing them, because I wouldn't bad-mouth Eddie or Barry Hearn or Frank Smith and everyone at Matchroom, because everyone's done great by me by them. But that's what I meant on that point.
Obviously, moving forwards then, when you signed your deal with Frank or when you was in talks with Frank, what was kind of the plan that he put in place or the vision that he had for yourself and your career moving forwards?
So he said in the interview that we had the other day, like, he's looking forward to the journey to a 2-weight world champion and even a 3-weight world champion, because he sees me as a multi-weight world champion. And for me to hear the confidence in my promoter saying that about me and excited and buzzing about that, it really made me buzz as well. And that's the kind of goal. Like, we're going to get higher ranked in all the governing bodies, obviously after this lockdown when it can all happen again. And then looks to pursue a second world title at super flyweight. And in between that, with all this kind of stuff, fight maybe at bantamweight as well, you know, because we don't know what fights are out there, what we can get hold of. So it's a weird time we're at now, but the ultimate goal is within the next 5 fights to be a world champion again.
Talk to me about your weight, because I remember, I think it was around November time, there was a workout in Birmingham. Yourself and Sonny were there with Dalton, and you said to me that back then you was going to move to bantamweight. Now, obviously, we've seen stuff about you looking to fight a superfly as well. The ambition to become a freeweight world champion across superfly, bantamweight, and previously flyweight when you was the champion. For what division do you see your career progressing at in the near future?
I see it as at world level. Like I'm not deluded. Like at world level, I believe I'm a world level super flyweight, and I believe I can mix with the super flyweights at world level. At bantamweight, I don't believe I'm capable of mixing with them at world level yet. They're too far-fetched, they're too big, they're too strong. So it will be at world level super flyweight I will be fighting and campaigning at. But it doesn't mean that I would be really interested in making super flyweight for another British title, because I've already won that. So I would make the sacrifices, the danger percentages, which us as fighters have got to go into when we're fighting at low weights to fight at super flyweight. But I would like to be fighting across the two, if that makes sense.
What are your thoughts on the world champions at super flyweight? How do you kind of rank them? Who do you feel would be the toughest challenge for yourself?
I think Estrada. I think Estrada's going to be the toughest one, although I'm ranked in number 2 in WBC. I do feel he's going to be the toughest one. However, would I fight him? Of course I would fight him. I would challenge him if I got the phone call and the opportunity. I like the thoughts of maybe Chocolatito. Maybe Chocolatito sharing the ring with a great pound for pound, nothing to lose off the back of what he's done to Yafai. Everything's a positive. So I believe I'm in the rankings at WBA anyway. So that could be a big, big fight out there for me. And I've got nothing to lose.
What did you make of Chocolatito's victory against Yafai?
I thought it was going to happen like that. And I thought he boxed very well, to be fair. And he's still an elite champion, you know. He still can perform at that weight. However, I think Cal's style was made perfect for him. Like, Cal disappointed me. I thought he would be a bit cuter, but he kind of trying to stay toe-to-toe with him, which didn't make sense.
Obviously, on the back of your, I was going to say defeat, but no contest with Julio Cesar Martinez, there was a lot of people who would have been keen to see that rematch, so you both go at it again. Would it be something you'd be interested in if it could happen at super flyweight?
Definitely. Yeah, if it can happen in the future. It's a fight that is a mega fight now. People want to see it. The fact that it didn't happen at flyweight has probably times it so much more that people know about it. People want to see it. So if it comes to it and he moved up, and we can get it on. And it will be like, these are what when I say about legacy fights, like, it's like the Duran Sugar Ray episodes, you know, like it can become a legacy fight. And when I'm at a weight where I feel strong and ready, it'll be a different story.
How much harder do you feel it is to build a legacy at those smaller weights? So, because we've mentioned, Chocolatito, he's an exception. He's somebody who's gone on 4-weight world champion now. Mm-hmm. He's remembered by everybody across the board in boxing. You got Rung Vazai as well, who everybody knows was once again considered to be a pound-for-pound contender at one point. How difficult do you think it is in comparison to other divisions to try to cement a legacy further down the weight categories?
I do feel it is harder, obviously, because down at lighter weights, there's only like £3 difference. There's only small pounds difference, but it makes a big difference at the lighter weights. And you can do it at 3 weights, and the 4th weight can become like bizarrely, the size difference is stupidly scary. So it's hard because even at these lighter weights, even though that the contests can be a lot more skillful, a lot more high intense, a lot more making weight and draining your body, it's a harder factor in some ways, and you don't get as much credit for it. And going through the weight and winning multi-weight world championships against really skillful guys and hard, tough men who can punch at lighter weights, people just look at it because you're not a massive 6'4" strong ox. You know what I mean?
Before I do let you go, Charlie, I just want to get a few words off you about your brother. How is Sonny doing in lockdown now? Yeah,
Sonny's doing all right. He's all right. He's looking forward to it being all over. I think I read something today in the paper saying that we're actually allowed back in the gyms now, elite fighters and that. So
I've spoken to a few fighters who've mentioned they want to try and get back in by June 1st. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not by the government. Or have you got any kind of plans to get back in by then? Or
I got a message off the board today saying that elite fighters and elite combat sports can go back and spar. They've announced, but we don't want you to spar, but the other things are okay. So I'm not sure. I need to do some more research on it, but it would be nice to go back down the gym and get in a boxing ring, especially off the back of all this news. Like, I feel a real hunger. I feel a real buzz. It feels new and exciting again. So I'm really looking forward to the comeback.
Just with Sonny, what is kind of his plans? Because I know he had such a burning desire to win that British title. He finally got it, and now I know that he's keen to try and challenge for a world title now.
Yeah.
How do you see his kind of career progressing once we're past this current phase of coronavirus and lockdown?
Well, I feel that he may get when the championships come back, he may get British title fight and defence. People need to fight. People need to earn money for their families now. So they might just want to jump in and fight him, and there might be more fighters willing to just jump in. So hopefully he can do that. But I see he's knocking on world title doors. He's high ranked in all the governing bodies. So it's like he's got to sometimes strike while the iron's hot, and now we're together. It could be a kind of tactic from our management team to build us in the same kind of not level, but same kind of way. So then we both strike when the iron's hot, and we both get on a card and fight for a world title on the same night, because that would be great.
I saw some quotes from Lee Eaton saying that Sonny's name was mentioned for Maruti and Fulani. Is there any kind of talks or anything? Has Sonny heard anything about that?
I'm not too sure. Like, I haven't really talked to him about that. I think there might have been a few talks about it. If Lee Eaton's saying it, there is a few talks about it, but it's definitely a fight that I know Sonny can win. The movement at Mifflin's a great fighter, Murray. Great fighter. You've seen him all through his career, what he's done. But sometimes the timing can be right, and I think Sonny's got that edge on the movement, the youthfulness, where he'll be able to stay out of the way and kind of nick the fight on him.
Charlie, we will leave it there now, because I know you've had a busy day of interviews, and I don't want to keep you too long. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of it. Before I let you go, though, what would you like to say to everybody who tunes in to watch our interview?
I'd just like to say thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support, as always. I just want to say a massive thank you to my sponsors, GoPack, Hunter Jones, Adidas, for staying and supporting me through this hard time. And last thing I want to say, for all the saddos who actually watch these interviews all the way to the end and then scroll down and write a load of shit, thank you as well, because you're still talking about us, so we're grateful.
Charlie, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. I hope you stay safe and your family do for all of this at the moment, and I'll hopefully see you in person soon. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you. Nice one, mate. Top man, have a lovely evening.